Hello and welcome to the Go There Do That podcast. My name is Ethan and
I'm Heather. So
and we are starting this one. I titled it Return from a Grand Adventure.
Okay, yeah.
So what that means is we had just gotten back 2 weeks ago. We drove back all of July 4th, but we actually got back to our house July 5th at like 1:30 2 a.m. And it was in total 29 days of
A grand adventure.
adventuring through the Grand Tetons National Park in Wyoming and Yellowstone National Park and Glacier National Park in Montana. Yellowstone shares with Wyoming, Montana,
and Idaho.
There's a lot like this is.
We never went to Idaho though. The Idaho part.
That's okay. We did a lot. We stayed like over a week at each park inside of the park. Each one. It was, I would say, a good reset to the nervous system. That is not something that we have ever done. That's the longest we've ever traveled.
Before that, the longest was 17 days.
Yes. And we did document it and take photos, and that'll take a long time to edit, just like everything else. I guess a theme of this channel is that we're not in a rush, even though we have to keep constantly working towards this. As far as perspectives and reflections go, this is the announcement saying we're taking 2 weeks off, and today would be the second week of not posting.
Right. So next Sunday, it'll start back up again.
With Enchanted Rock. Because, this is quite the passion project, and I don't want to risk our stability and our quality of life in order to just
grind,
maintain. That's what's good about, I think, not having a authority over our heads saying we will only pay you if there's no conditions to this. It's just really a thing that we've signed with ourselves.
Yeah.
This is to make me feel less. Well, also after bigger trips like Zion, we took 2 weeks, perspectives and reflections, and then Big Bend, 2 weeks. So that'll be a theme. We'll have that option.
Yeah. Basically after like a big one, there'll be a break.
Yes. But what did you think of the trip in a one sentence? Just kidding. What were your thoughts now that you've had time to actually think?
I haven't.
Okay. Me neither.
Because, we got back and just right back into it. Into things.
And that's,
because even if we've taken a break on perspectives, reflections, other parts of life move on. And, so, I don't think I've had time to process, but also I think it's like one of those things that will take a long time to process. Like I think years from now I'll still be kind of like uncovering nuggets of like understandings and things that I got from that trip. Because it was like quite a pilgrimage. You know, it was pretty ambitious. Like when I was initially telling people about the trip before we went, they were kind of like, oh, wow, like that's like unheard of, crazy, like cool.
I was one of those people.
Yeah,
no,
I know. I think, I wasn't, but then the more people were telling me that, the more I was like, oh, am I crazy for thinking that we can pull that off, or that's something that we've earned?
Well,
yeah.
That's something that I was like that until because how do I capture the footage I need without holding back and, filling up space. That was my main thing. It was like, oh my gosh, are you sure? But it was mainly my side of preparation needing, because I know we needed to go there, you need a long time.
Yeah, that was a part of,
yes.
like, because for years people have been like, have you gone to Yellowstone yet? And it's like, no,
We need
because
time.
I don't want to just go for 3 days and turn around. And, it takes a long time to even get there. And then if you go to Yellowstone, why wouldn't you go to Grand Tetons too? And then I wanted to give that place, like, enough time to really take it in. And then, when you're in Yellowstone, you're only 6 hours away from Glacier. And that's, like, on the list too. So yeah, I think a part of it was like, I mean, it was ambitious, but also I think that I sometimes plan things where I don't know when the next time we'll be able to do something like that is, if we'll ever have the opportunity to do that again.
Every trip we take,
it's not guaranteed. Yeah, every trip we take, I'm like, that could be the last one. I don't know. Like, life could kick me in the face. I don't know. So try to take, like, live it to the fullest while you can, and take those opportunities,
Because I couldn't imagine not having done that. It was exactly what I think I needed. I was thinking it would be the rest of my life. That's how long it will take me to process.
Oh yeah.
It was just incredible. There's a reason why it's preserved. The places that you can't do too much on except for see and walk around in and appreciate. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good reason. At the very least, it's... And then, I also take into account the history behind everything too, but it's still something that does exist, regardless of us being around making rules around it or not. That was something that I also needed to pay attention to, though, too. I couldn't just... Like, wow, it's great. Like, Tetons has an airport in it. Like, that was crazy to think about how, like, planes flying through, but it wasn't. Once you get in Yellowstone, too, with, like, the traffic and roads and crowds, and it's like, well, yes, there's still going to be people, but whenever you go into it, like, we did a hike, Cascade Canyon in the Tetons, and that was... For me, experiencing it inside, we went inside of the Tetons, and it was like the longest hike we had done so far. And I was like, oh, this is experiencing it.
Well, Cascade Canyon wasn't the longest hike we'd done so far, but we decided to go further to Lake Solitude, and that's what made it.
That's right. Well,
that's what made it the longest hike we'd done so far.
Yes, that. So that's a part of it, that we went really far into it, and it was...
in the belly of the Tetons.
Bordering on dangerous, because there was a storm that rolled in and lightning, and we were alone. Just me. We couldn't. Everybody else ran off, and we move a little slower. Yeah. On the trails, and
it was still very snowy.
It was still very snowy.
We were falling into like snow, and then it's like questionable what's on. I mean, it's deep snow. Yeah. We definitely, I mean, we tested our limits, and I don't think that we wasted a single moment. Yeah. And not to say we didn't like rest, because we did, and we would plan some days like a little slower than others. We weren't doing, 14-mile hikes every day, but we did do a lot of them. But I think a big part of it was that we just took advantage of every moment that we had there, and I'm definitely proud of that.
It was the most in sync I've ever felt with my body before.
Yeah.
You paid it. We were paying it fully present and paying attention to.
Yeah, and sometimes it sucked.
Yes, that's a part of it too. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like very impressed with myself, and my body figuring out. And then, we were doing that for a month. And so, like, your body changed to kind of adjust to that. Like my
Yeah.
pants were falling off by the end of the trip.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, because they say it takes like 30 days to form a habit.
Yeah.
And I was wondering about like what
that
would be.
Yeah.
And I think it's, for me, really paying attention to like myself a lot more than I previously used to.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you feel like that's like came home with you too?
It sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever you come back and I'm not in an attempt not to be gatekeeping, I'm just speaking from experience of like emotional regulation is a part of like, it affects your entire system.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
And you feel healthier when you feel healthier. I don't know. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Uh-huh.
Like, I feel like this is aligned with my values and beliefs. Like this, every action I'm taking.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever, this is like a, deeper thing that I was discovering on the trip, that there was like a guilt behind, and this is, think of my upbringing however you want, but whenever you sometimes feel joy or feel really happy and aligned, there's like a guilt that comes up, and what it feels like what I'm doing is wrong, because you had said, did we deserve this or earn this?
Yeah.
But
that was other people's projections onto me.
But that didn't exist there. And so I was able to be like, how is this wrong? Because and so there was like a part of me that just dissolved away, and it never appeared again. And I could barely even understand what it was. It was one night I was just staying up and thinking, I was like, there's something around, I tried to journal about it and it disappeared, but it was my like feeling bad for feeling happy, because then you can't really feel happy whenever you're allowing others' opinions of anything, society, culture, whatever, projected onto what you were doing. And that can go into like shame, where it's like, I am wrong, not what I'm doing is wrong, but my whole self.
Existence.
And that, like, it didn't die, it just was like, logically, how can I argue this now?
Like being on this incredible road trip with each other and like enjoying every moment, like how is that wrong?
And that was something, well, for me, that was big, because there's a lot of instances in my life where I've come across individuals who what is that called? The German word Schadenfreude, where something incorrect or wrong happens in your life, and it's kind of like, oh well, that makes me feel better, And I
like people who get joy out of your
pain.
Yeah.
That's a word. And we had things that happened, like right at the very beginning. I got our tires checked before we left, and the tires there was a split belt, which causes blowouts in tires in the van before we left Texas.
But we didn't know. You went to Discount Tire, asked them to check him. They checked him, and then you said, we're driving to Montana.
I said it.
Will these make it?
I did.
Yeah, sure.
And they said, yeah, sure. I'm willing to pay money for new tires.
I don't give a shit if you live or die.
And so it was a split belt inside of our back right tire.
Yeah. Well, we were like driving along, and it was just like something was like not right. It's like, I was like, the van isn't usually this loud.
Yeah.
Like it was very loud, rattly, and like driving it felt weird. You'd driven most of the way up to the point where, and then I was driving, and I was like, this is wrong. And then since you were a passenger at that point, and this was like 10 hours into driving total, and then you were in the passenger, so you were like looking through the mirror, and you could see like the tire, you
wobbling.
know, you shouldn't see the tire doing anything but just rolling.
Yeah.
And so we like stopped at a little town, and look, they were closing in like 30 minutes, and then
Barely.
they were like, yeah, you have a split belt. Like you
Never go to Discount Tire.
could have had a blowout at any minute.
Yes, but I knew something was
didn't.
wrong. I know that we are fully responsible for everything that we do.
Yep.
Second opinions are good,
Yeah.
and it helped us get through the trip. And that's, I mean, we made it back, but that's a part of, like, if we were ignoring something
Yeah.
in ourselves, it would expand to something that was very important.
I was looking for that the whole time. Like we had like a inside joke between each other of like, okay, whose mental breakdown is this?
Whose episode? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's going to come out on this trip.
Yeah.
It'll show. It'll definitely show.
Yeah.
But that's probably part of what I was like, that little thing that tried to come up, and it's like, I'm sorry, I'm powerless against this. And it just disappeared. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like how is this wrong? And that's, but you learn to like look out for potential mistakes,
Obstacles,
because everything is on you. And then
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah, like anything that went wrong on that trip was our responsibility and our fault. Yeah.
and I think the final the final projection onto nature itself was me confronting the potential of getting struck by lightning while on hiking on a trail. That was
Yeah, well, before that even happened, you were like, we were just sitting at our campsite, and I was in the van like taking a nap because it was like our first day in the Tetons or something. And I was pretty tired. I had a little trouble like at the beginning of the trip. I was struggling with myself because I was like, is this like, did I have an episode and that's why we're here? Because people made me feel like that's what it was. And then also, like, do I deserve to have fun on this trip? Because there's a lot of people out there that seem to not be having a very good time. And then I was having a hard time, like, getting into the spirit, I guess, of our trip. And so, like, when we first got there, I was just, like, not... I was having a hard time. Like, it's not even that I wasn't appreciating it, because you look around and you can't help but, like, appreciate where you are because, my God. But it was more like, how am I here? You know? And anyways, and so I was, like, inside napping. And then you were outside, and then you, like, came in and you were like, said that you were afraid. You just had a feeling about getting struck by lightning, and I was like, oh, is that like a premonition? Like what?
It was after, I guess you had started the book Wanderlust.
Yeah, like barely, but yes.
Yeah, we like read a chapter or something.
Yeah.
And we were like,
originally we were like, we're gonna read a little bit of this every day.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have time to read. We were going the whole time.
Yeah.
We
yeah, we didn't come here to read.
Yeah.
But I thought I was going to get struck by lightning. As I said at camp, it's the feeling of having absolutely no control over dying. I could imagine the suddenness of a burst of electric fire exploding into my body, stopping everything I know. I even stood up and walked to the van. Impulse. And so then that was neat to experience now that I'm sitting here.
Yeah, because we had several experiences with lightning after that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the Lake Solitude where the snow and everything and rain, hail came in, and it was just the sky would flash purple.
You could see the lightning everywhere.
And
it was in the mountain bed that we were in, just our personal little storm.
Yeah.
And it was all around you. I was like starting to panic. But then I did have this like moment, because I was like, wow, we could get struck by lightning. Ethan he just was telling me about how he felt like he was going to get struck by lightning. Is this it? Like, is this a sign telling us like, oh, actually, like, yeah, you're dumb. You shouldn't be doing any of this.
Yeah, I think it was just anxiety.
Yeah. But then I had a moment where I was like, yeah, and what if you did, like, you're doing exactly what you want to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're hiking through the Tetons, like, and you're in this beautiful, like, place. So,
Not a bad
not that I,
way.
like, wanted to die, but it was just like, you'd be okay, you know? And then that was, like, very comforting.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then the second confrontation was Avalanche Peak
In Yellowstone,
in
yeah.
Yellowstone, and that was a top of a mountain, just totally bald and nowhere to hide. And the scariest feeling, because we were like hiding amongst some little rocks,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't really protecting us from the rain, but I like walked out just a little bit away from that. And then at the same time, we both heard static, like clicking or buzzing in our ears. And I ran back and I was like, oh, that was like electric charge building.
I didn't know that's what it was. I was just like,
right.
What was that?
Well, you thought it was like rubbing or like plastic rubbing against.
Yeah, but then you said you heard it too. And then I was like, oh.
No.
And then other people eventually came to the top of the mountain and they were like, did you hear the lightning?
Yeah.
Like, or feel the lightning?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's what that was.
So that was intense because that was electricity in the air that I could feel. You can't escape from that, feeling too. And we were on a mountain.
Yeah.
But I think that wasn't like me just resigning and being like, well, take me now. It was like, oh, death will come
whenever. It feels like, yeah.
It's not that I'm challenging it or trying to, trying to be there. I wasn't expecting it really.
Yeah.
But that was like one of the final fears I think I had with like projecting onto nature was like, oh, like you can just get struck by lightning because that's the power of nature. Like you can. It's happened. It's just not likely to happen. And if you think that it was me saying I'm not, why would I be special?
Right.
Why am I special?
Yeah.
I'm not that important to be this,
Be like, I can't believe. Like, ugh. Almost like an entitled feeling.
It was very humbling, yes.
Yeah.
To, like, why would I, like, think that?
It could never happen to me.
It's crazy. I'm not going to not go outside now because, like, that's probably the big, like I said, I'll be processing this for the rest of my life. But that was, like, a very valuable insight that can only be taught to me through experience, seeing it.
Yeah. And it's not like we were, like, out there trying to get struck by lightning either. Thunderstorms happen in the mountains pretty much every day.
Randomly.
And we did our best to, like, watch out for it or, like, plan our hikes around.
Yeah.
If we knew that there was going to be a storm, but also we didn't have service most of the time.
Yeah.
But then just watching clouds and stuff. But, sometimes you're in a situation that, is a little dangerous and you just kind of have to do your best to deal with it. So.
Yep. It was like whenever we went to Denali.
Yeah.
In 2021, and I would return to work, and it would help me think, this here that I'm experiencing is not real anxiety. What real anxiety is being like, oh, there's a bear over there. I hope it doesn't come over here to me. I'm going to avoid it.
Yep.
That's like actual like danger.
Right.
But we like attribute danger and fear of our lives with like something else that it's like, well, I'm not actually dying though. If this happens, like if I lose something, it's not me dying, like it's just a like material possession, or if I leave a job, didn't die. But the fear can feel like I don't know what's after this, and there's nothing after this or something, and that's the same idea as death. It's like there's nothing after this if it goes. But we mix that up, I guess. But anyways, valuable lessons were taught through experiencing it.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed of it.
It was incredible. Like, I'm very grateful that we were able to have that experience because it was very valuable to me, to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's something, a little quote I think of is, we're not special because we're chosen. We're just special because we chose.
Yeah.
Like, this didn't come from anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, we checked.
It was just me saying, hey, I think we could pull this off. And you saying, yeah, I think so too.
Because that's where truth comes out, I think, is whenever you're looking on that same Lake Solitude hike. We saw Mama Bear and 2 cubs. And we just calmly moved out of the way, and she went on her way. And there was,
even though we like were very close to her,
very close.
almost ran into her.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy.
But it was not scary. It wasn't scary
At all.
Yeah.
And
other than like the first moment of like seeing her and being like, oh, that's a bear.
and that's probably the same feeling that animals have
That she had. Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a human. And then we're both like, what are you gonna do? And it's like, we'll just like,
we'll move off and let you go.
Yeah, it was like a person. When you come across a person, you give the bear a little more space, but you just move off, you know, so that we don't run into each other. And then, like, we did that a lot with people.
Yeah.
You just stop and wait. Yeah. Because everybody's just trying to get along.
Yeah.
On their way. So, yeah. And I would like to just have documented our thoughts, at least to some extent, today, right now. And
what we've been up to. I do have a new favorite national park.
Oh.
After this trip. So yeah, Glacier is currently my top number 1. It really got my heart.
What can you say what that means?
Well, like, it was weird, cause when we got to Glacier, when we first got to Glacier, we like stayed at a KOA outside, and then we weren't going in until the next day, and it was like raining. There was a winter storm that came in and like closed going to the Sun Road, and stuff. But we came in the next morning really early so that we could get on the portion of the road that was open for the day. And then we got out at like Avalanche Lake area and just were like walking around, and we had been there for like 2 hours, and I was like, I think this one's going to be my favorite. And like, I hadn't even seen the mountains yet, because the mountains were like clouded in the storm. Like, you couldn't see the mountains. Every once in a while you would get like a little peek, and you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, that was cool.
There's one right there. You know, and just like the cool dark forest, because we started on the west side of it, which was very like beautiful dark forest vibes, and the rocks were like colors I'd never even seen before in rocks. Like, it was just every different color you could imagine, and the water was like so clear. And then it registered, I was like, oh, this is like glacier water. Like, this water is coming from the tops of the mountains. There are glaciers on the tops of the mountains. This is glacier water. Like, wow, that's crazy. And yeah, seeing all the downed trees, because we were at like Avalanche Lake, which I assume is like aptly named for maybe avalanches. Not sure, but there was like downed trees everywhere in the river, and you could see like where it was kind of changing the flow of the river, like everything just kind of working together, and it was so beautiful. And then the next day, the mountains were like revealed. It wasn't even the next day. I saw some because we hiked out to Avalanche Lake.
On the other side.
And then we went, because that's a very popular trail. It was like, I mean, we were there before 7 a.m. It was like 6:50, and the parking lot was like full. So very busy. But so the main like part where people stop and like take their photo and stuff, Still an incredibly beautiful place to see. Like, I was mesmerized.
Yeah.
But then we went a little further on the trail as far as you could go to the other side, and we were by ourselves. And then you look back on the other side, like where you just were and where all the people were. And then you see like and then the sun had just started to come out for the first time. I hadn't seen it for like 2 days at that point. And then you start to see like the mountains. And then I was like, whoa, like that was better than I was imagining, because they were like shrouded in the clouds. You know, you're just kind of like imagining like, ooh, how tall is this one going to be? Like, what's the shape going to be? Is it going to be like, you know, a jagged peak, or are they like rounded? And so it was just really cool to see them revealed. And there was just like a comforting energy there, I guess, that I could like feel. Mm-hmm. And then when we were finally able to go like on going to the Sun Road, the roads opened back up, and the mountains are just like everywhere, and you're like in them and like close to them, more so than some other places that we've been. And the glaciers too. It just like, it had like everything for me. And I thought it was an incredible, beautiful, incredible place. Not to say the other places we haven't been are like, they're also like top tier, but there was just something about Glacier where I was like, okay, this is my new favorite. So
yeah, presence, striking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't really hide from how beautiful it is. Like, it's like, I don't know how not to revel at this.
Yep.
And it's wonderful that we even get to see this.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, and then we were there for like 5 days, because the many glacier area, it's like complicated, you know, right now, just because they're doing construction, so it's like harder to get to. So we saved that kind of towards the end. And then I was already like, this place is ridiculous, like it's so beautiful. And then we went in there on like the 5th day, and I was like, this is even like how
okay
how
okay
yeah. Yeah,
you're not done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Iceberg Lake,
and then even the Grinnell Glacier Trail was closed, so we couldn't do much of it, but we could go up to the overlook point where you can see the Grinnell Lake. And it was just like this insane blue-green color. Like, it was worth it just getting there, even though you couldn't hike the whole trail. And then Iceberg Lake.
Yep.
Like,
and yep.
What? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just a lake of icebergs you hike to, and there's just, you know, a lake of icebergs in the mountains.
And Sia Pass.
Yeah, that was incredible. Yep.
You just hike up and through the mountains, and then it's like, oh, there's St. Mary's Lake that you can see down there, and that's like a really long drive, you know, around.
It's a huge lake, and it looks tiny from there.
Yeah. That was cool. We saw really like a mountain goat walking around, like, you know, and it was that same moment where they look at you and they're like, what are you going to do?
Yep.
And then they just keep walking because it's like, hi. Like,
yeah, and then we did the Gunsight Pass trail, and we like ran into like park rangers.
Oh, that was cool.
We had just ran into like other people, and they were like leaving the trail. Like, they were like, this is too, because it was very like bushwhacky. That's the most bushwhacky trail I've ever been on, dense. And like, we were like soaked after it rained because the plants are touching you, and it's just going down your pants, your socks, your shoes. But that was like such an incredible hike. But we had just ran into people, and they were like, we're turning around, like, this is too much. And we were like, you should try Sia Pass. And then right after, because then I was kind of like, like, maybe I'm not going to like this either. And then we ran into like park rangers that were coming back from a trail run with mules. They didn't have the mules with them. They were like ahead, but they were like, oh, this is like the best. Well, first of all, because we were like, oh, those people are turning around, and he was like, it's the wilderness.
It's the wilderness.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. And so after that call out, I was like, oh, I kind of have to finish this.
Yeah. Like, we just did that this morning.
You're right. It is the wilderness. But yeah, we saw like a waterfall and like this beautiful lake. And then they had like these really cool suspension bridges, like different than ones I'd been on. Like it was like one person at a time.
Very
and they
wobbly.
like sway. There's just like a cord. And then that was like a really cool hike too. And then we saw another like mule train.
Yeah.
We'd seen one in Rocky Mountains. And so I guess that's like a theme now.
They said it was historic, like it doesn't normally happen. It's really cool to see, and it's like, oh, we saw one before.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
was one complaint the hikers had. They said there's mule poop.
Yeah,
on the
there
trail,
was a lot of poop.
But I mean,
and then it was like a lot of plants, so sometimes you couldn't see very well. But like you had to be looking down, but then you also need to look up because bears and we avoided it. It was fine. Yeah,
we just didn't want to feel how they felt. But,
yes.
It was a good warning, I guess. Yeah, that was cool. I mean, in those parks, there are park rangers just everywhere on the trails, walking around and like, hey, who's the Avalanche Lake? Like we saw one, and like, is there anybody over here? And it's like we saw 2 people. And he's like, okay, just wondering. Like, yeah, like it's.
Oh, when we were on the further part, yeah.
Yes, like we saw 2 people, but it's cool to like have that, I guess, because at Yellowstone they would drive up and be like, "You having a good day?" and they would answer questions and stuff. That was really neat to see, and because.
I haven't like seen a lot of park rangers like on trails. Yeah.
I haven't either. But I mean, it's cool.
So it was fun to have those like interactions. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
we saw lots of beautiful stuff like bears. We did see grizzly bears from far away, and it was like a mama and a baby, and then a pest.
A bigger bear
Yeah.
that was just trying to mess with him, but the mom would chase him off and he'd wander back.
Yeah.
And she would do that.
But it was
over and
also
over.
like really, because I'll admit I was like really nervous to like see a grizzly bear because we've been around black bears before and we have seen grizzly bears, but like from a bus, like we're safe, not like up close and personal. And so I was like way more afraid to see like a grizzly bear. Not to say that I'm not still like nervous about that, but like seeing the interaction of her, like whenever the pest would get like too close to her, she would just be like, go away. But then she would just like go like keep doing what she was doing. Like she was very patient with him. Not to say that, like you could definitely have a scary interaction with a grizzly bear, but it comforted me some because I was like, okay, so like if we ran into one, like honestly, you could probably handle it pretty, like if you're not acting like an idiot or like scaring it, then you're probably going to be okay.
They'll match your energy.
Yeah.
Unless they're hungry, but that's like a lower chance of it's
the
not
time of year we were there.
Not every bear is like running around starving, eating everything. They want to be just cuddle and lay on the grass. That's what
not
we saw.
cuddle with you, but with each other.
Cuddle with each other. Yeah. That's what we saw. The 2, like she would chase off the one and then come back to her kid, and they would just like play in the grass and mess around.
I saw her roll on her back with her legs up in the air like freaking Winnie the Pooh or something. It was so cute.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And we have footage of that. So this is just a preview.
And we saw lots of bison.
Oh yeah.
Which cool. I think bison are really cool.
Yeah.
They match my energy. I can respect them because like all they want to do is chill.
Yeah, living their best life.
Yeah. I really liked seeing them. I called it walloping.
Walloping and wallering combination.
Yeah, but basically they like throw themselves on the ground and like roll around. And I'm like, I see O'Malley do that like in the grass. Yeah, we saw. Well, I didn't see it, but you saw a wolf.
Oh man, big black solo wolf looking. Yep. Yeah, it was super far.
Yeah,
but I did see a wolf and it was cool. Yeah. 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 I mean, it was wild. It's just that we can do that now, I guess. Just kind of go out and experience this. Why? What's the point?
Yeah.
Still trying to figure that out. Just kidding.
Oh.
I know the point.
I was like, I'm not worried about what the point is.
There is not a worry at all.
Yeah.
It's great.
But yeah. I mean, we'll talk more about it
As time goes on.
as time goes on.
We just haven't done a podcast in a while, so I just wanted to...
Yeah. Well, and we needed to announce that we're on a 2-week break. We didn't just like drop off the face of the earth.
After the 2-week break we already took, we're announcing that we're going to take. We already took it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that... I mean, it makes sense to me. And that's how the story will be told, I guess.
Yep.
Not all at once. You don't have to have everything all at once. I feel like it's... when you listen to a song, do you want it to play all at once?
I know.
That would be overwhelming to hear. So you have to let it play out and listen.
Yep.
So I guess any closing thoughts that you have, now's your time to say it for this one podcast about. I mean, we'll be talking about this more, but I just wanted to... I mean, we're alive. It wasn't... We discovered more positive things about ourselves than...
Yeah, like when we got back, like you talked about, like a part of you that kind of dissolved a bit. But like we came back and like we rewatched some of Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, it was like I was watching it with like a different lens. Like it was like for the first time I was like able to see like how beautiful, like how good and like thoughtful it was. And I think the reason for that is because the little like part of me that's like, you don't deserve this, or like this can't be that great because like you're in it. How like what's so great about you? Like the little part of me that's like gets embarrassed because I'm scared of like people seeing me and then hurting me with that. And you know, getting embarrassed because I'm like, oh, don't look at me. Yeah, I was like, oh, I think that part of me like dissolved a bit while we were there. But that I was like, oh, that's something I came back with. I didn't even realize I came back with it until we were like, you know, watching that. And so I'm sure there will be other moments like that where it's like, oh, that's gone.
Yep.
Oh, this is new. Yeah.
And we posted the last Colorado video the day we left, and the day we got back, July 5th, was the 1 year anniversary exactly, right to the day of when we left on our Colorado trip.
Yeah, which I didn't even plan that. Well, it's because we got back at 2 a.m.
Well, technically, though, we did get back the day we left, which is really, really cool. I like that fun fact. It's just, I mean, like I said, it felt like I was aligned with...
It made sense.
Mind and body. And
like, then, as we were there, I was like, this makes sense.
Yes.
Like, I'm not questioning this anymore. Like, why would I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know if it's because our blood was more oxygenated when you're in a higher elevation. You produce more red blood cells. But, yeah, there was...
clarity.
The days I got back, and it was like, felt like I was floating.
Yeah.
Like you're just...
Yeah, exactly.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was cool to do. Very grateful about being able to. I know that we did have to work hard to be able to do this, but it's like realizing that the potentials we have for this sort of adventuring is built on years of working constantly.
Yeah,
towards
like
it.
if that would have been our first trip
Oh yeah,
that I ever planned,
Nope.
it would have been a disaster.
Nope. We would have known
Yeah.
right away how
Yeah.
big of a mistake it was.
Yeah.
You have to be
Yeah.
able to trust yourself that much, though.
Yep.
I think that's what I learned is like, do I trust myself enough to do this? Like self-esteem wise, mentally, like knowing how to react to situations as they're happening, not like, well, give me 4 years to reflect on this right now. And it's like, no, Ethan, it's happening right now. There's a bear walking towards you. Like, well, hold on, let's talk. You can't, but then that means that you have to be 1-to-1 ratio, mind and body. Like there can't be a separation, because if there is like a little, like, well, we'll just keep driving, see if the tire blows out.
Yeah.
You can't, because you have to just always be. It's like
Ready to like act. Yeah.
in the moment, but and of course we get back and we watched the movie yesterday, and that was fun.
Oh yeah, we watched Eddington yesterday.
Yeah.
That was a wild ride. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen a movie like that, but anyways,
It was
this
But that also like prompted me to like look at my email or stuff like during COVID, because we were like thinking about how we had like before we started Go There Do That, and before COVID we had been to Alaska, and then I was like ramping up, and I was like planning our anniversary trip to go to DC, and then I was like I had totally forgot, but I had also booked a trip to Zion for like June of 2020. But that I was like, I don't even remember that, but like I found it.
Me neither.
I found it in there, and then I had also been looking into like going to San Francisco like later on in 2020. I hadn't booked anything for that yet, but then it just like activated that, and I was like, oh yeah, it's not like we didn't start this as like a reaction to COVID. Like we were already doing it, and then we weren't calling it Go There Do That yet, but we were doing it. We were going there and doing that. But then we kind of got, we had to slow down a bit, got told no. But then we just figured out how to do it how we could.
Yep.
Adapted. But that was like funny to see. I was like, oh yeah, like I totally forgot.
Because I was told once that COVID radicalized us. Now, this wasn't a reaction to something. This isn't action through opposition. It's through.
It certainly helped us get through it.
Yeah, we want to create something though, but then we doubled down and said, no, we're definitely doing this now. But we instead of taking big trips to other places, camping. We started out small and worked our way up.
Exactly.
And I think that's like you said, if we'd have done a big trip right away, we would have. So we needed to build. Well,
because even slowly. When we went to Alaska in 2019, I like did a cruise, so it was like pretty easy planning for the most part. So it was like building up. Yeah.
So that's really cool, because it's not in the historical documents or anything, and because Eddington is a movie that takes place during COVID 2020.
Yeah.
And so that I was like, oh yeah, that's like where our journey, like story starts.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm glad I didn't react in the way the people in the town were.
Any character
in the movie. I'm glad that I didn't go that path.
Yes.
And so that's kind of what prompted us to be like, oh yeah, like thinking about how, we handled it, and I am proud.
Yeah.
Of how we handled it.
So.
Yeah.
Those emails were important though. You booked Zion in 2019.
I had booked it in December of 2019.
That's cool. Yeah. I forgot too. I just because it was like the
I remembered our anniversary trip, because that one was like we were about to leave, and then we had to cancel it because
it canceled.
They canceled it because of COVID. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
But I didn't remember the others, because time moves on, things get fuzzy. But yeah. It's important to, I don't know, look back sometimes.
It's a covert form of truth, a quiet rebellion in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're just going to mind our business, but you can't tell us not to go somewhere. You know?
Yeah, we're still allowed to go camping.
Sorry.
I'll follow the rules.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But, like,
we're still going to...
We have to live our lives.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but this whole thing isn't going to be able to... And I'm not going to hurt anybody while doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's also been funny, too, because you, like, came back in the first Perspectives episode that you're working... I mean, it's not a spoiler, but the first Perspectives episode that you're working on is Enchanted Rock, and I, like... That's, like, the one trip that I don't remember positively. Like, for all the others, it's like, yeah, sure. Like, most of them are, like, great, we had a good time. Every once in a while, there's one where it's like, oh, yeah, something kind of annoying happened, but overall, it was, like, a good experience. But whenever I think of Enchanted Rock, I'm like, yeah, I remember, like, really being, like, not knowing if I wanted to keep doing it, and if I wanted to keep doing it with you. And it was, like, rough. I just didn't remember much positive about it. And then you're, like, coming back and editing it, and I'm like, oh, that's why, because it was pretty rough.
Yes, that's our first one in 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, it is.
It's going to be a hard watch.
Yes, because it's not like I feel responsible for how you feel, but there are certain steps that I could have taken now when I'm like watching myself.
Hindsight, yeah.
When I'm watching myself, I'm like, I know I'm tired too, but that's like, like we're both this like, you know, and then things happen again that we're just like, oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. But
it felt like, well, I was like trying to pay attention to, like, is the universe telling us to stop?
No.
Because this is getting really hard for me.
Yeah. Is it the wind at night that makes it hard, or is it life that at home that's making it hard and we can't carry all of that over here?
Yeah, exactly.
Because,
it was definitely life. Yeah.
Yep. Because, it was... Mm-hmm. That's parts of me I have to still face. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. Where it's like, come on, Ethan. Like, you're just... when you're... I guess, like, people do that with sports and like, oh, come on. Why didn't you do this different?
Right.
Yeah. And then looking back at your life.
You got to believe that you're doing the best you could with what you had at the time. Yeah. Yep.
And that's what's true about it. It's like, I can't blame myself for anything acting the way I did. You know, whatever this past Ethan was doing is what got me here.
Here, exactly.
So I can't
be mad at him.
I cannot criticize him. I cannot say, this is what you did wrong. It was just not what I would do
This is what I would do. This is how I would handle it now, yeah.
Yep. I can't tell him nothing.
Yeah.
Your past is the only thing that can send messages up. Your future is like, can't send stuff back. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
So, it takes a long time for me to be able to grow up, you know, in the ways that like really matter.
Yeah.
You know, not in the ways where it's like, well, you have a job or you have
you have a house, you have a job, you got married.
Yes. Like, that is,
that was a part of what made us start traveling, is because we did all that. And then I was like looking around like, well, this didn't fill me up.
20 more years of this.
Yeah.
So every day
I'm bored.
Yeah. Like, this is a life of not much excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it wasn't. Yeah. I mean, we're very stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad we're not stubborn against each other. This is probably the most important thing, is that we're able to like be ourselves, but also like be together.
Yeah. Not be like hateful.
I don't try to limit any potentials of you or people around me, but so we're going to keep on
Keeping on. Yeah. We're back from our big trip. Perspectives will start back up next week. And we'll keep going from there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see where life takes us, you know?
I don't know. But thank you so much for watching, listening, participating in some form or fashion. It's great. If this is a future Ethan watching this, thank you for still believing in everything. This message better not be absolutely devastating to hear, because it won't be.
Don't threaten your future self.
You better not. Yeah. I'm thankful for
all of it, really.
Just taking care of ourselves. All right. So long. Goodbye.
So long. Farewell.